Greetings everybody and welcome to Publicis Thoughts. Today we're going to talk about why are people so afraid of American first policies. Instead, they embrace everything else and supporting everyone else. Why is that? This is an opinion piece written by me. It's not AI generated. This is me, my voice, all that. So here we go. I have been thinking a lot about the future in terms of being a person that identifies as conservative, libertarian, or the issue of what is wrong with being America First policies is what I don't get. I'm frankly sick and tired of being concerned with everyone else. Shouldn't you also? Sick of your hard-earned taxpayer money going towards such things? Hell, everyone has an issue with some type of policy. Hell, I like to see more money towards space with regards to private sector and NASA, and its budget is always being slashed or otherwise, for other things. Our fiscal monetary policy by the Federal Reserve or the Treasury is a joke. Our blood and sweat have been taken advantage of by that of politicians to creating debt out of thin air by an out-of-control private Federal Reserve. It doesn't matter what party you identify with. You see it all around you, no matter if it is gas, groceries, or just everyday bills. And everyday items that just keep going up and up. It's called inflation. The two parties, or I like to call the uniparty, don't give a shit about you. They think they know what is best for you, not you or your family. I'm tired of what I see in terms of these two factions of parties. And that's what they are. Two factions of the same coin, same head, Our founding fathers say the factions are the most dangerous. There was no parties in the beginning, but only evolved and occurred really over time. No one is asking you to join President Trump. But I think you need to ask yourself, who are you? What do you support? More endless wars? Potential of your son or daughter? Are you going to war? Again, what is wrong with America First policy? I have draft-age children and their friends. I don't want to see anyone's children go to war. Why? Because, I felt like this after I came home from Iraq and Afghanistan as a military contractor. I thought going over there was doing my patriotic duty until I arrived and was there for quite some time and figured out what was really going on. Even some people have stated that we are so divided. Perhaps we are, but we are fractured as a nation. And if we do fracture as a nation, our enemies, which don't care which party you align with, will take advantage of it. Some say it will never happen. Oh, but it has. And the fracture of a nation into another nation or two, because the disconnect between certain factions are so deep. They want to take us into something that normal, average Americans don't want. Just want to live life, work, support their families, and enjoy life. Instead, these factions would rather control your life. I don't want that life. I don't want to live that life. You know what I'm saying? I just want to live my life and be left alone. I also wonder if it is a matter of struggle of control at times, in which we do know it is. But I also think there's several factions in play here. I'm not talking about Democrats versus Republicans because in all honesty, I see both as the same faction. While one is controlled opposition to the only show they are against policies of the other faction. It is truly an old tactic. It is just that we are so 24/7 cycle of information at our fingertips. Perhaps it's time to just unplug every once in a while. Then you have those certain factions that have been pushing policies in certain directions for 70 plus years. I guess they call it the New World Order or Liberal World Order, whatever that is supposed to mean. If you haven't had a chance, you might want to listen to my audio opinion on geriatric politicians that frankly are clinging to power, literally dying in seats they hold. Something is truly wrong with that. You are bent on staying the course to not enjoy life It is truly strange and weird. I don't understand this need to wanting to stay in an elected position. It is why I also support term limits on members of Congress. This geriatric thing really needs to end. If you have an idea below, I'd love to hear what your thoughts on that front is too as well. But I will say, in recent days, we've reached $35 trillion debt. A lot of debt is also shared across the country. Factions to nation states that we give money to in different forums also plays a huge role in that. And I get it, I really do, and I might sound like a hypocrite in all of this, but the purpose and reason behind giving nations money is to stabilize them. Importance of location and many areas I'm not discussing. It also plays a huge geopolitical need in the world. The United States, no matter if you agree with it or not, but the U.S. is the superpower of the world after World War I and World War II. Came out on top economically, militarily, and replacing the United Kingdom as the superpower in the world. But after Paris 1919 treaty that ended World War I, the U.S. basically became designated as the policeman of the world. To other doctrines such as the Monroe Doctrine, to the Kissinger Doctrine of isolating and preventing communism from spreading across the world or otherwise. Today we help support nations that want to preserve, maintain stability while balancing and ensuring liberty and representative government of its people. No matter what form that takes, what works for them and their people is all that matters and should matter. No one in the U.S. expects people to mirror the U.S. system. It works for us. What works for another nation state, and in this case, regime, which means best government, should be allowed to figure that out without outside influences. In the situation as it relates to Ukraine, Europe, for example, people may claim that Trump was bad to ensure or force NATO allies to come to the table and pay their fair shares. It is only fair you made an obligation. You need to pay your 3%. And now look where Europe is for the better. Even the EU is talking about building a former military under the EU, separate from NATO. NATO had the purpose after World War II and during the Cold War. Europe was still rebuilding from the World War. The only way to maintain stability and to ensure protection was forming the alliance of NATO. Today, it's more than ever needed. One time I thought it would be better to disband it. However, I've reversed my opinion and seen it for its purpose and need, and not because of the Ukraine-Russian war. And getting back to the topic at hand, I know I cover a lot of areas here, but I think it was relevant in terms of American First policies to become more fiscally responsible to current conditions in Europe and elsewhere, where our role should be. However, we potentially balance that. I'm not sure, but we need a new generation of politicians coming up. I do hope that it does change the direction while ensuring that other nation states rise for the better of humanity and their populations, just overall stability. While the U.S. can refocus on us as a nation while helping other nation states around the world. Currently, with the old guard basically on their way out, either by retiring or in a body bag, things in the way we conduct ourselves on the world stage, we need to get back to basics and help maintain good foundations for others while worrying about America first. Let me know what you think down below. Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with American First policy? Is it bad for the country? Why? Tell me. I want to hear from you. I want to know why you think that. Please put it down below. Please like, subscribe, and share. Take care, everybody. Bye.